Are you getting ready to take the Praxis General Science Exam? That's exam code 5436. My name's Anjali Couture, and I'm a biology professor and test prep expert here at study.com. In this video, we're going to walk through 3 sample evolution problems from the life science section of this exam to help prepare you for exam day. So let's get into it. All right, so let's go through our first question. It says, which of the following factors most directly influences an organism's reproductive fitness? So to answer this question, we have to know, what is fitness? What is evolutionary fitness? What does reproductive fitness mean? So in terms of evolution, fitness means how well you are able to reproduce. How many offspring do you leave behind that are able to influence the next generation? So let's say we had one organism and they had 6 babies and 6 of them died. So ultimately, the number of offspring they left that are going to influence the next generation are 0. And then we have another, let's say, organism. They had 3 babies, but all 3 of them survived and had their own babies and influence the next generation. The organism that is most fit in this situation is this one, because it had the most number of offspring that survived to a reproductive age. They had the greatest influence on the next generation because even though this one had more babies, they all died. So its overall impact on the next generation was nothing. Whereas this one, its overall impact on the next generation was it left 3 offspring to influence the following generation. So if we know the definition of fitness, which we do now, then we can answer this question. And we're looking for which of the following factors most directly influences an organism's reproductive fitness. So A says the size and strength of the organism. That doesn't tell us anything about how many offspring an organism is going to leave, so that's not the right answer. B says the organism's lifespan. Now, when we think about, let's say, a human, our reproductive years are generally, let's say, 12 to 40, give or take, the time in which we can reproduce. So if we're living to 50, 60, 70, we're generally not having more offspring at that point. So the lifespan doesn't tell us much about how many offspring did we have that survived to influence the next generation. So nope, that one's not it either. C says the number of offspring the organism produces that survive to a reproductive age. That is the definition of fitness. So that is the best answer for sure. And then D says the organism's speed and agility. Now that deals more so with fitness when we're thinking about it in an athletic sense, like the gym, but that is not what fitness means when we're looking at evolution. All right, so our second question reads, which of the following best describes a scenario in which rapid microevolution could occur in a species? So the key part of this question is rapid microevolution. So what is microevolution? When we hear microevolution, we should be thinking about a change in a population over time, a change in the allele frequencies of a population over time. How is the gene pool changing over time? And when the gene pool changes, we're going to see changes in the genotypes, changes in the phenotypes. A key part of this question is that it's saying that we're looking for rapid microevolution. So these changes need to be happening rapidly, really quickly in terms of evolution. So let's read through our answer choices and see what we can find. A says a species of bird migrates to a new island, and after several generations, their beak shape slightly changes to better access the local food sources. So when I read this question, I'm seeing, okay, there's definitely a change in the population over time. That's a good sign. And when we're looking at the time frame, what does it say? It says several generations. So in terms of evolution, several generations is very rapid. When we're looking at change over time, it's often gradual and slow and steady. This is pretty rapid. A couple generations have passed and we're already seeing a change in their beak shape, a change in their phenotype. So right now, A sounds like a good answer to me, but let's keep reading. B says a population of butterflies is split into two by a river, but they continue to interbreed and share the same genetic traits. So when we're looking at microevolution, we're looking at a change in the allele frequencies. We're looking at a change in the gene pool. And this answer choice is specifically telling us that the genetics are staying the same. So even though there was a change in their environment, they're still interbreeding, and there really hasn't been any change to the population in and of itself. Change to the environment, yes, but not a change to the population. So that doesn't sound right to me. C, a group of fish in the ocean evolved into a new species over millions of years due to slow, gradual changes in their environment. Now, this answer choice is definitely talking about evolution. It's definitely talking about a change over time. But what is the time frame? Millions of years. And it's even telling us again, it's slow and gradual changes in their environment that are causing slow and gradual changes in this population of fish. So this is more so macroevolution, where we're seeing a speciation event happen. And it's not rapid because it's over millions of years. D, a colony of ants develop a new foraging strategy over several generations, but their physical traits remain the same. So we're seeing that these ants have kind of changed their behavior a little bit, but their phenotypes haven't changed, which implies their genotypes haven't changed. So we're not really seeing a change in this population over time with regards to their allele frequencies, their genes, the gene pool. And it does say over several generations, which again would suggest, hey, this is kind of rapid, but everything's kind of staying the same. So we're not seeing a really change in the allele frequencies over time. So that tells us that A is the best answer to this question. All right, our third and final question reads, which of the following best describes the effect of a prey species developing camouflage as a response to predation? So with this question, we're looking at predator and prey interactions. So why do organisms develop camouflage? Why do we see that? Well, camouflage allows organisms to hide from their predators. It allows them to blend into their environment, which allows them to survive and reproduce better. It's a survival advantage, camouflage, because it increases their chances of survival. So when we see a prey species change over time to become better camouflage, we're going to see that they're able to survive better, reproduce better, and instead of their numbers going down because they're getting eaten, we see their numbers increasing because they're able to survive and reproduce and influence the next generation. So using that information, let's look at our answer choices. A says it increases the prey's visibility to predators. No, right? It does the opposite. They're camouflaged, so they're less visible to predators. So we're going to go ahead and cross that one out. It definitely does not increase it, it decreases it. B says it increases the prey's ability to compete with other species for resources. Nowhere in this problem is it telling us anything about this camouflage influencing their ability to compete with others for resources like food or habitat. So we don't have enough information to think that that would be correct. C, it decreases the prey's ability to find food. Again, nowhere in this question is it telling us that the camouflage is offering a disadvantage to finding food. So that doesn't sound right. And D says it decreases the prey's vulnerability to predation. And that is the correct answer, right? Because they're camouflaged, they're less vulnerable to predation. They're less likely to get eaten because they're less visible to the predator. So D is the correct answer to this question. I hope this was helpful, and if you're looking for more ways to study, you can check out our other videos here on YouTube and make your way over to study.com to check out our Praxis test prep courses. As a study.com member, you get full access to hundreds of practice problems like the ones we did today, plus targeted instruction and test-taking strategies to help you do as well as possible on exam day. Finally, we want to hear from you, so if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and let us know down below in the comments if there's other topics that you want us to cover. Until next time, good luck and happy studying!